All right. Welcome today. Our topic of today with Light Language University is devices that aid healing. And like with all of our other recorded webinars, we do have a special guest today, Stephanie. Before we get Stephanie to introduce us, I do want to just say that this is brought by Light Language University, founded by Anna Noyce with the mission to spread light and love. And today we hope that you get to learn more about a particular device that can aid in healing, as well as get to know our guest, Stephanie. Stephanie, welcome today.
Thank you. So nice to be here.
Yes, I see something in the background. Can you give us a quick intro? Let us know who you are and let us know what's in the background.
Absolutely. Well, my name is Stephanie Morrison, and I'm the owner of Next Level Harmonics here in McKinney, Texas. And behind me is the Harmonic Egg. And they're becoming more and more popular. I have the 32nd one, and now there's over 60 around the world. And I just started about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So they're definitely popping up. And what the harmonic egg does is it uses light and sound and the vibration of the light and the sound to bring the body back into a nice state of balance so that the body can be and the brain can be in a place for healing. So that's where it really happens. A lot of times we get busy and we get stressed or we have injuries and we're just not in balance. And what the egg does is just, uses this beautiful, beautiful frequency that we're made up of course, of light and vibration and sound. And the egg is light, vibration, and sound. And so that's why it feels so good when you have a session.
I love this. So, for our guests or viewers who are wondering, what the heck is a device that aids in healing from a little bit of a higher level perspective? Can you talk about what that means to you and to the folks that get to participate or benefit from this?
Right. I'm so excited to be a part of the Harmonic Egg family. I'm so excited to be in a place where ancient healing, with light and sound and other things are making a comeback. And so I actually have doctors that come to me and an anesthesiologist that comes. And so the medical industry, they're starting to see, the value in it. And so it's such a beautiful thing. Gail Lynn is the inventor, and she lives in Colorado, and she was a former engineer. And at the age of 37, she had high stress jobs and relationships and ended up having cystic acne. Her hair was falling out. She went to the doctor, and the doctor told her that at 37, she had the heart of an 80-year-old. And that if she didn't do something radically different to change her life, she wasn't going to live very long. And as synchronicity has it and the universe works, she met another gentleman that had something similar down in the Phoenix area. But it was a bed and you just lie flat in it. So she worked with him for a while and then just thought, there's better ways of doing this. A lot of people don't like to lie flat on their back. And so she put a zero gravity chair inside, so it's very, very comfortable. And the previous gentleman that had it just had like a Sylvania light bulb, but where she has dangling on top of the bed, but there's LED on the top and on the bottom. So, and I just see so many clients are just having such wonderful results. What I hear all the time is, wow, it's amazing, or it can't be 50 minutes. It can't be done already. So that's the beautiful, and it's not using any medicine. It's not using anything, other than sound and light and vibration. And then once we put our bodies in a state where we can be healed, when we're very relaxed, our bodies are meant to heal themselves. We just have to stop and be able to put ourselves in an environment to allow them to do so.
I feel like I'm sold. I'm probably going to be signing up.
You need to come in for sure. I'd love for you to come in.
So you said that you got involved with this device a year and a half ago, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So can you talk to us a little bit about your personal journey leading up to that, and maybe some things that you had tried and the difference since you've been able to use this device?
Right. So my journey actually started probably about 2019, I guess. And I was just feeling in my heart. I worked in the corporate world. I was a vice president of human resources for a large company and worked in HR for 25 years. So lots
Same.
of stress. Same. So
Same.
you understand, right?
Yes.
But in my heart, the last few years, so I ended up leaving corporate America right when COVID was just starting, very like February 2020. But I knew a few years prior to that in my heart that it's just like I just had an inkling that I wanted to do something else, that there was something else I was meant to do.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? And I
I
wasn't sure what that was, but I knew it was time to move on, and that chapter in the corporate world was going away, but something new would open. So I hadn't been really investigating, any type of healing or devices that aid in healing, and luckily I was in good health, and so it wasn't, part of the journey. But once I left corporate America and my company that I had worked for was acquired by another company, which they already had a VP of HR, so they didn't need me. So then I took the severance package and then I was home, and then COVID, everything stopped. And I thought, I can't watch daytime television. It's driving me crazy. And so I found Gaia Television
uh-huh.
and started watching. The second interview with Regina Meredith was Gail Lynn talking about the harmonic egg. And I immediately just felt in my heart like, this is this is the next step. This is what you're meant to do.
Uh-huh.
And emailed her right away. And she got right back to me and ended up now I have the egg.
I love this story. I just think so many people feel this relatability. We talked a little bit earlier, and people want to feel better,
Yeah.
right? The crux of everything is people want to feel better. And I think you're tapping into what we're seeing the collective, which is there are devices out there that can help us,
Yeah.
and it's just connecting people to them.
Right.
So I love this. Well, as you jumped on this bandwagon and pivoted, which is a great story, can you talk to me about what it feels like when you're in the egg? What can someone expect to feel like in the moment?
Right.
And then we'll talk a little bit about maybe what they can expect after long-term use.
Sure. So the experience, here's the unique part, is it's a different experience for everyone. So and there's different protocols and things that I have. So if somebody, has PTSD, I have certain music and lighting that I use. If somebody has high blood pressure, I use a different one. Or they want to calm the mind, just relax, reduce inflammation. There's just all of these different things. But I can put different people on the same exact music and the same exact lights, and they all have a different experience. It's amazing. So it's a little bit of science and a little bit of magic kind of, woven in. For the people that do a lot of meditation, with the brain waves, you kind of go in and out. So you'll lay back and relax. It's 40 minutes with music and 10 minutes of silence. But people that meditate, you'll find yourself going in all the alpha and the delta, and all of the different states of mind. Some people can feel the energy, so they'll feel some tingling, around them, or if they have an injury, they might feel a little bit of energy healing kind of in that
Oh,
area.
okay.
Yeah. And I mean, it can go on and on about all of the different experiences, but I haven't had anyone that hasn't completely relaxed. But then on top of that, it's really kind of whatever the universe has in store for you is what you experience.
What is the best story or success story that you've seen with your customers? Because we know that this works,
Right.
right? We
Right.
know that the energy is healing.
Yeah.
What kind of success stories have you seen since you've been operating the egg?
I one really neat story is one of my very first clients, and she had breast cancer and bone marrow cancer, and she was going through treatment. When she found the egg and came in, and she did about I think 4 to 5 sessions, and then I didn't see her, so I reached out just to see how she was doing, and she told me the last time she had been to the doctor that the cancer had been reduced to undetectable. So it's not that it was completely gone, but it had reduced to undetectable. Now she was doing other things. She was doing chemotherapy, she was doing meditations and things like that. But that was definitely made me feel good because I know that just putting her in that position, allowing her body to rest and kind of get back into balance, then I feel in my heart that definitely helped her. So
Oh, I love that. And I feel like, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. There's just so many people, especially after the 2 years in pandemic, that you're seeing them pop up with a lot of disease, right?
yes,
And so my next question for you is, what are some of the combinations of therapies that you see either yourself or your customers use? So we know that your breast cancer client was using Western medicine as well as your egg and meditations. What
right.
are some of the common combos that you see in whether it's multiple healing devices or
Yeah.
multiple modalities with your customers?
Right. I and a lot of my customers too, I guess they're very much in the spiritual path. I have a lot of healers, and this seems like it's something that's very good. It's kind of a heal the healer type modality. A lot of Reiki masters come in that are clients. I have nurses and doctors, massage therapists. A lot of the clients already meditate. I think that's why they're drawn to it and they're open to it,
Okay.
because they're kind of already going down. So a lot of them already do have meditation practices, or do Reiki or get regular massages or some cranial sacral and things like
Uh-huh.
that. Now the energy is very subtle, but too much can be too much. And so we don't do more than once a week,
Okay.
ever. And then we tell people don't do back to back to back energy work. So don't do Reiki and then come in here and then do cranial sacral. And then on top, some people kind of get addicted and think, oh, more is better when
Uh-huh.
it comes to energy healing, but that's not the truth. More can be more damaging to the body than helpful. And so if somebody's doing a different type of therapy, then we'd say, okay, well, come have a harmonic egg session one week and then do another therapy the next. So, and of course, meditation is good for everyone. That doesn't, I encourage everyone to do that just as a good practice.
Well, I love that you're pointing that out because as someone who loves new experiences and has a whole toolbox that I know I like to use, you can kind of overdo it because it is energy work.
Right.
So I love that you're pointing that out. One of the questions we had is, are there any side effects? So you talked a little bit about we need to be balanced when we're doing multiple modalities and especially with all of the intensive energy work. But are there any side effects that you have to caution or be on the lookout for your
Yeah.
clients?
Sure. I think, similar to like getting a deep tissue massage or a massage, the frequency does stir up some toxins. It's very light, like you don't feel it. You're not shaking or moving or anything, but it's still energy frequencies that are kind of moving everything in the body. So it can stir up some toxins. And so we just ask that everybody drink extra water for the next few days, just as you would, getting after getting a massage. Sometimes it's funny because I just had a doctor come in and he sent me a text later and he said, boy, my wrist, is it common for you to feel something or something's a little, sore? My wrist hurts a little bit. And so I was thinking about it. I thought, you know what? I had my right leg. I could feel that in my first session. I thought, or knee. And I asked him, I said, well, did you ever have an injury, on your wrist? And he said, yes, when he was a small child, he injured his wrist and he was feeling that. So, but it's not, like I say, that's just to him. I feel like the
Yeah.
energy was healing that, you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
area. But no, it's just light and sound, and it's not loud. It's very, calming. So it's not like I'm doing anything to you or anything. So really, the side effects is just drink lots of water, and you may feel some areas of soreness. Or the other thing is emotional. A lot of times people will come emotional. They'll bring up some emotions, for some people, that can be an experience where they're bringing it up and releasing either memories, or if they're in grief or something like that. So some people can expect that to happen.
That's what I call. That's what I call a good side effect. A good,
right.
Yes.
Yes, bringing it up so it doesn't settle in the body.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I agree with you.
So are there age limits on your device, or is this something that's safe
No.
for children?
Yeah, children are fine. Pregnant women, I have pregnant women that come in for the babies, and it's good for bonding. So yeah, it's really for any, there isn't any age limits at all. Even if someone has a pacemaker, or if they have some metals, or if that doesn't affect it. That's the beauty of it just being light and sound,
I love that, because there are a lot of treatments that, unfortunately, depending on what you're dealing with, or depending on your past knee replacements, or even when you look at breast cancer patients who've had to do different prosthetics, it can hold them back from some more traditional healing devices.
Right. Yeah.
So, and I know that this is a bit of a surprise because we didn't talk about this before. Do you think we can take a peek under the hood? I can
Of course.
egg in the background. Can you kind of walk us through? We've got really good visibility into
Can
it.
you see it okay? Okay.
Yes.
Let me know if I go too fast or too slow. Okay. So I'll take
Doing
it
good.
there. Okay. So you can see. So this is the egg, and I'll pull it open so you can kind of see inside here. Okay. Try not to go too fast. Can you see that?
Yes, I see a chair and the light. It's almost like a sound booth.
Yeah, it is. It really kind of is. And then I'll show you a little bit. So it's as large as an SUV, because I have some people and they say, well, I'm claustrophobic, but they're not locked in there. The door just pushes open. So that's one speaker, and that's all it is. It just plugs into the wall. There's nothing else other than the lights, and then hooking up to a sound system. There's no other electronics or anything. It's made, the wood is made out of the same type of wood that would be made in a guitar. So that's why it's just very, very soft wood. And even when I turn the music off, I'll go back so you can see me. Even when I turn the music off, I can still hear it vibrating just because of the way it was built. So she used sacred geometry and the 3-6-9s and the golden mean ratio and everything. So it's really beautiful and really powerful.
That is beautiful. So if I'm coming in and I have a session, I don't have to take off my clothes or do any prep work. We can just get rolling.
Exactly. And someone asked me about that with the float tanks, sort of similar, where you're, inside, but you have to change and things. With this, there's no changing. I just tell people to be comfortable, because you're going to be sitting for 50 minutes. So if you want to just dress comfortably, light clothing that's comfortable, that's all you need. Yes. And it's in and it's out. So it's 40 minutes with the music, and then 10 minutes, the last 10 minutes is only silence. And that is for you just to integrate all of the energy and, for the things that have come up for you and things during your session. And we don't even take 10 minutes, without the phone, without someone needing something, for us. And so that's the beautiful part. It's just your time, So yeah.
There's very few moments that any of us take where there's 50 whole minutes where someone isn't calling our name, pets aren't passing our recording, and that we're not distracted.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And one thing we do when we start too is we set an intention. So for every session, we set an intention of what that is, is going to be, what's important to you. And so I don't design the session before someone gets here. Once they come in, then we talk about what's going on in life, what would be the best music for you and the lights for you. And then I put that on depending on what your needs are. So somebody might have lower back pain, and so I would do one thing. And other people may just be, I just stress, I just want to calm down, so I'll do that. But I always, once this person gets there and I can have a relationship and figure out what's going to serve you best, then I go ahead and do the music and the lights at that time.
I just have to say, sign me up. Thank you for introducing us to this. I can't wait for my first session. Before we part today, is there any other light bulb moments, things that you found unexpectedly about the egg that you'd like to share?
Right. Well, it is funny. It is a very powerful thing. So one time I went in the egg and I wanted more energy because I was tired and after the layoff and things, and I just wanted more energy. And so that was my intention. So I thought, I'm going to have so much more energy. So I did my session and it was fine. And then I go home that night and I thought, I'm going to have more energy. Nothing. Next day, nothing. So then I think it was the third day I finally said, you know what? I'm not sure this works. I'm not sure that it does. Maybe I made a mistake. Well, I'll tell you, that night, probably about 3 a.m, I felt like I was plugged into a light socket. I had energy out my fingertips and my toes, and just like on loop, I could feel the energy just circling for what seemed like, 30 minutes. And I thought, you know what, Divine Universe, I am not going to question you again. I believe you.
The moral of the story is sometimes we've got to give it a little time. It's not always instant.
Yes, exactly.
I love that. Stephanie, thank you so much. It's been so wonderful to learn about this device. And I hope that if anyone is called to or is intrigued by the Harmonic Egg, they can reach you at the website, nextlevelharmonics.com, and book a consultation or a session for what would work best for them.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a great pleasure, and I can't wait to get you in here.
Absolutely. Have a great day, night, morning, whatever it may be on the interwebs.
You as well.